countdown timer is absolutely. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? And welcome to another week of Shredding Social. We've missed you for a couple of weeks. I know you've missed me and Joe, but we've got a special guest. You can see her bright and smiling face. I've had her on the Shred Show. She's now part of the Social Coach team. We cannot be more excited to have the wonderful, the talented, the beautiful Andrea Lightfoot hanging out with us. What up, Andrea?
So grateful to be here. And I cannot believe how much energy is in this room between you, Josh, and Joe. This is just an incredible experience.
Well, welcome to Shredding Social, Andrew. If you think this is a lot of energy, just wait till we get started. But Joe and myself, we've been traveling. Andrew's been traveling. That's why you guys have missed us. I've been in Texas. He's been in Mexico. We've been all over the world. We're world travelers, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. But we are so excited to be back with all of you this Tuesday, Shredding Social. And this topic in particular is one we have had so many questions about. It is literally what the whole social media and internet is talking about is AI and ChatGPT. But we want to put a little bit of spin. This show is designed to be valuable for all of you, and that's what we want to talk about today. Joe, don't
tune out the conversation just because we're talking about AI and ChatGPT, because everybody's talking about it. This is different, and you need to listen to this conversation because you are going to need to change the way you're operating.
Yes. And you and I have already seen this because ChatGPT, incredible tool. As a matter of fact, Social Coach even made a big announcement with some AI features coming up in it. But here's what we want to be very, very distinct, very, very clear on this is just because ChatGPT can give you ideas, can give you thoughts, it should not be you. It can't be you. And if you're using it in that way, you're using it in the incorrect way. So Joe, let's talk about this a little bit because again, it's an amazing tool, fantastic resource, but it should not be you.
Yeah, no, I mean, here's the thing. And like you said, we are already seeing this and everybody's LinkedIn feeds got a lot wordier, a lot longer, and it's all the same kind of recycled crap.
Yeah.
And that is a major problem. And it's going to be an even bigger problem over time. And it's AI generated content is helpful, but that should not be the finisher of it. It's the author of your ideas, the author of the beginning, but not the finisher, right? So you need to be able to take that. And Josh, I'm going to steal your phrase because I'm going to steal it like an artist, like you said, and it's still like an artist. You can take that as the idea to help percolate new things to create, but you cannot have AI cannot replace your beautiful face. AI cannot replace the relationships that, and I should have pointed to the both of you, not me, but like, it needs to be, you need to still have a personal brand. People want to do business with and follow you personally, not what AI has written that you kind of just like casually generated, right?
Well, yeah, Andrea, to this point, you and I have even had the conversations about this in the past. A brand, when it comes to marketing, when it comes to putting yourself out there, showing up, it has to be you. To what Joe is talking about, like, sure, you can get these ideas, but if it's not you, your community, the people you're building this rapport, these relationships with, it has to be you. They have to know you. They have to see you. They have to hear you. So it has to be you, right?
Yeah. And I think, let's just give a little marketing 101. This will be like quick 30 seconds. You don't have to have gone to school for this. But when you talk about voice of customer, brand voice, what we're really trying to communicate and convey is what is your unique personality and how does that actually imprint on the message that's being transmitted? So basic communication 101, there's the message, the words, that's the ChatGPT piece. But all other communication, the way we actually interact as social creatures is actually what's not written on the page. It's the inflection of our voice. It's our energy. It's our personality. It's the way we use our hands and all those other nonverbal cues have to play into your brand. So yes, absolutely steal like an artist, get the very beginning impression of what you want to say, but make sure that it's authentically coming from you because the thing that I will hear and see coming out of social media is actually more about that person and not actually what they're saying.
That was beautiful. That was perfect because that's what it is. It's the person. And we talk about this all the time. Joe, on Shredding Social, this is our focus. It's you. And that's why Social Coach can be such a brilliant tool as well, is this is an extension. Social media is an extension of us. And now if you just start using this incredible tool as ChatGPT is like, oh, well, it's going to do everything for me now. It's going to sound like me. It's going to be like me. Joe, you and I have seen him. I even said like some of the people that we are very close with, you know, when ChatGPT is writing stuff, right? Like we've
You
almost,
can
and
tell.
I've talked about a bullshit meter on here before. The world of social media, like the BS meter, people are like, and now it's getting even harder to recognize. It's like, was this really Joe talking? Is this Andrea? Is this Josh talking?
Yeah.
Or is it this AI? But really, that's why, to your point, Andrea, the inflection in our voice, using our hands, being us, video continues to rule the day when it comes to content. Sure, you can utilize this as a valuable resource, but you got to make it you.
Yeah. And I think to add on to that as well is because there is so much additional content being generated out there,
Mhm.
our feeds have gotten polluted, and I use that word specifically, polluted with with a lot more content, right?
Right.
Mhm.
And so now, I mean, if we thought 6 months ago having a strong content strategy, a strong personal brand was important, now that's 10x what it was, in my opinion, 6 months ago. And it's because of the ease of an ability to create content. And now I would say less relevant content. But so now this,
Right.
I think, it's just elevated the idea of having a strong personal brand, creating really good video content so people can see you, get to know you personally, is so hypercritical to your success as an individual sales rep or, you know, loan officer or whatever the case is. If you're selling and you want to connect with people on social media, if you're not doing video, you're doing it wrong. Now, like, static content is great to kind of keep you top of mind, because you can't, I mean, some people can. Josh, you're a good example of this. Like, being able to create good video content every day, that's like your full-time job, right?
Yeah.
For the rest of us plebes, you know, we need to rely on some static content as well. And so you need to have a balance between that, because let's talk about the most important things on social media: having your personal brand, showing up on video. Number 2, being consistent on your posts. And if you can't do video content, and we all know you cannot, like, the average person cannot do video content regularly and consistently, and we're going to help with that. But number 3 is engaging. You know, those are the top 3 things that you need to be doing on social media. But it's so much more important now to show up and do those other 2 things, because everyone is crushing it and killing you, and all of us, with just the static regularity of it.
Yeah.
Dude, Joe, you open up a whole nother conversation. I literally had a conversation about this yesterday with an executive. Is in the world of engagement, are we going to start to see AI engaging for us? There's already chat bots out there that can go and comment, which I'm totally against. People know when it's not you. And the generic post like, hey, Joe, great video, or hey, Andrea, love what you post. Like, people can see through that. They know, thumbs up, great job. Hey, thanks for sharing.
Buyer beware. Yeah, buyer beware on that though, Josh, too, because it's such an emerging technology that we don't even quite know how the algorithms are responding when the meta tags on ChatGPT are noticed. So for example, you're like cutting and pasting right out of an OpenAI format. You were like, I'm going to get a prompt. I'm going to go type something in. We're noticing that Google, Bing, others are able to actually detect when it's not unique and it's not human. So the same is true for a lot of the other interactions. Just buyer beware. There's no guarantee that your prompts are going to be unique and that they won't be duplicated by another person.
I think we're
So
specifically,
careful.
and you mentioned Google and Bing, but specifically LinkedIn has really cracked down on this as well already. You guys, like, they're on it in 2 forms, and I'll tell you both of them right now. Number 1 is there is natural language processing that's built into LinkedIn, just like Google, right? To recognize when there are bots. And Twitter's the same thing, right? So, like, very sensitive to bots, right? But that is also flagging and triggering your content that you're creating on LinkedIn specifically. So if you are writing only like just copy and pasted content from ChatGPT, you're going to notice that content is not promoted as much. You're going to get less engagement on it. You might still get good engagement on it, but it's not going to be as good as if you wrote it authentically. Okay.
Well, this goes back to, go ahead. Keep going.
Oh, sorry. Let me just finish number 2 real quick. I got access because I'm as much crap as we're giving ChatGPT and OpenAI, I'm a subscriber.
You're geeking out. You're geeking out, Joe. Come on.
I spend an inordinate amount of time on there researching. We've already integrated into our system, things like that, right? But interestingly enough, is in the latest release that OpenAI did with ChatGPT, and you have to be a subscriber to have access to this, is their browsing feature, right? So ChatGPT 4 is so strong, Edward. But even stronger than that is their browsing, and then it's in alpha mode right now. It's not even beta, but it's the browsing. So ChatGPT now can go and scrape the internet for information and give it back to you and inform their the bot to help give those answers. But go ahead and just ask it to review something on LinkedIn and see what happens.
Right.
What news is LinkedIn has already blocked ChatGPT from being able to crawl. So what it does is it has a web crawler that goes on there, and LinkedIn and other websites are following suit to block it from going and reading it. So I think we're going to see this is the wild, wild west of AI, and a lot of access is readily available today. That's being pulled back dramatically over the next several months.
Huge. Oh my God. See, and that's what I want everybody to be very, very clear. There's AI, ChatGPT is kind of the buzzword. We go through these cycles. We're in mortgage. We see cycles all the time. And this is just one more of those cycles. Yes, it's going to play a big part, but just be like, don't go ham on it. Just be cautious of everything that we're doing here. And this goes back to a point that Andrea and all three of us have mentioned is video rules today. Use these tools. Sure, the static posts are there. You can use them as filler content, but ultimately get an idea from ChatGPT. Go say it in your own words. Use your own voice to put your inflection on it, your personality behind it, because then it's you, no matter what. Even if you're reading from the teleprompter, don't be like, ladies and gentlemen, today but put your own put the little, it's okay if you mess up. It's okay if you stumble. We all do on this show, but that's when algorithms can't catch it. It's you. You're saying it. That's how valuable a resource this can be. Why we want to talk about this today, ladies and gentlemen, is it's okay to make mistakes, but we here at Shredding Social Coach and Shred, we want to help you avoid them if you can. So valuable tool, but use it in the right way. Don't be just
so much. Yeah, it's so much there, Josh, in terms of video. One of the things I hear a lot, and I jokingly use this with Joe too, which is, I can't possibly post video. I have a face for radio, right? Like people will just say, I don't know what to do. It's the old, Will Ferrell, what do I do with my hands? How do I actually do this? I'm not a professional actor. And I think you nailed it with being able to come in and realize, by the way, the face that's recording on the video is the face the rest of the world sees anyways when we're 100%. In person. And people are great, right? Yeah. We go to conferences. We enjoy being together. We enjoy that connection. Don't be afraid. Don't let the point of barrier on getting into the video game just be any anxiety over this isn't going to present. As long as you show up as yourself, that's the most important thing about getting started.
Amen.
Mic drop. I say that literally, Andrea nailed it. That's perfect. Be yourself. That's what we would teach. You got to show up as you. You just got to be, Joe mentioned earlier, consistency. That's it, guys. That's Shredding Social. We're at 12 minutes. This has been absolutely incredible. Thanks to Andrea. Thanks to Joe. Every single week, Tuesday, unless we're all out of town, but most Tuesdays we're here. So make sure you join us for Shredding Social every single week so we can help you dominate your social media game. With that, as always, we appreciate you. We love you. We'll see everybody next week. See ya.